Welcome to Weird Word of the Day, Roundup for the first 25, number 1. I know I stopped doing this in the middle of last year, so hopefully we can get back to doing Weird Word of the Day on a daily basis, maybe, a little more regular. Anyway, hopefully this time I can get this recorded before my coworker comes up from downstairs and without accidentally turning the recording off like I just did when I pulled my notebook out. Yeah, batting a million, but hey, we should probably get back to doing the series and hope somebody else who likes words listens in, right? All right, so the first word was bloviate, to talk at length in an inflated or empty way, and you could argue I just did that with this intro. Number 2 was jalap, Jalap, which was simply a purgative drug obtained chiefly from the Mexican roots, or the tuberous roots of a Mexican climbing plant. Not exactly very illustrative, but I believe I was reading a book about the West Indies at the time. Riposte, a quick and clever reply to an insult or criticism, such as, he had a clever riposte. I like that one. That one you should work into everyday language. Again, fatuous, silly, and pointless. I have several fatuous coworkers. And amanuensis, I always end up mangling that. Amanuensis, Anuensis, so a literary or artistic assistant, in particular one who takes dictation or copies out your manuscripts for you. Yeah, that'd be handy. Cuspidor, which is simply a spittoon. Nice fancy word for a spittoon if you ever see one in real life again. Thank God that has ended. Yes, smoking is bad, but spitting was way worse. Bromidic is stale, trite, or commonplace through overuse. Oh my God, there are so many words that are bromidic. Synergize is coming to mind. Collaboration, move the ball forward, out of the box. Yeah, okay, bromidic, a lot of bromidic stuff out there. Interpolation, which is the insertion of something of a different nature into something else, such as a remark interjected into a conversation. I have a lot of free association abilities, so I end up doing this a lot in other people's conversations. And I wish people didn't consider that rude, because sometimes you're just lonely and you're like, hey, I have a point. But yeah, don't interject other people's conversations. I'm slowly learning that as an adult. Good times. All right, that's our first 7. And then nephritis, which is an inflammation of the kidneys. Exciting. NEPHRITIS, good for Scrabble. Number 10, because I ended up accidentally copying the wrong definition, had to substitute, is jeunesse dorée. For those of you who speak French, it should be kind of obvious. Young. Dorée not so obvious, D-O-R-E-E. So young people of wealth and fashion. We could argue that would be Gen Z, but depends how much money they got, right? This one I like, doyen, D-O-Y-E-N, which is simply a most respected or prominent person in a particular field. So, doyen of blockchain. Yeah. Then there's the lovely radamanthine. This is another good word to throw out there when you just want to confuse people. R-H-A-D-A-M-I-N-T-H-I-N-E. So this is essentially showing stern and flexible judgment. Like, my boss was very radamanthine about giving me additional permissions, even though it would help. So next one was hang fire, all one word. I've always wondered what this word was, and I'll admit I skipped over looking it up a lot. So putting it back in, basically to be delay or be delayed in taking action or progressing, and it's a military firearms term. Origin in the 18th century, so basically you held your fire, so you hung fire, and therefore it became hang fire. Yeah. The English language is interesting, isn't it, kids? Okay, next one. Autodidact. Auto like a car, and then D-I-D-A-C-T. Self-taught person. I'm an autodidact when it comes to most of my cataloging learning because I ended up coming through the world as an archivist, and then I became a cataloger. Interesting story, we will skip. Okay. Next one, mellifluous. M-E-L-L-I-F-L-U-O-U-S. And yes, I'm reading. I know I shouldn't be looking down so much. So a voice of words that are sweet or pleasant to hear. I probably don't have a mellifluous voice, but my voice always sounds deeper in my head than it does on recording, so there you are. Okay, that brings us to nonpareil, N-O-N-P-A-R-E-I-L, which is basically unrivaled, having no match or equal. You are the nonpareil of, I don't know, whatever you're talented at. Michael Jordan is a nonpareil of basketball. There's a sentence you probably don't hear every day. Okay, only a few more, I swear. I'm going to try and keep this under 7 minutes. So we have asperity, A-S-P-E-R-I-T-Y, so harshness of tone or manner. Lord knows I am full of asperity and trying to work on that. And then avuncular, Avnucular, of relating to an uncle. So the easiest way I can remember this is avunk, unk. It's about uncles. There's no avancular, but avuncular. And then there's ineluctable, Ineluctable, ineluctable. Unable to be resisted or avoided, so inescapable. Texas or ineluctable. And then there's a lovely Latin one we had, which is sui generis, S-U-I, new word, G-E-N-E-R-I-S, simply means unique. You are sui generals. So I guess not generic? My Latin is not good. All right, which brings us to henotheism. Always love theisms. So of course it's adherence to one particular god out of several, especially by a family, tribe, or other group. So think of like Norse or Greek mythology and you picked one god that was your god. Yeah. Which brings us to coeval, which is having the same age or date of origin. So me and one of my staff people are coeval. And one of us, yeah. So, or contemporary, this is coeval with the deployment of data visualization. And this is just the last two, and hopefully I can finish up at 7 minutes. One of my favorites, the phrase high dudgeon, which is basically feeling and showing that you're angry or offended. It's used a lot in old Edwardian books, great stuff. Or a fit of state of indignation or a feeling of offense or resentment. So a lot of the times it is used as a sentence as, they left in high dudgeon. And so I always picture like really pissed off and like those old, timey calls going, walking out like that all cheesed off. So high dudgeon. Sometimes you leave the meeting in high dudgeon because you can't take it anymore. That sort of thing. And then we have another fun word to probably describe your trulies, impertinent. Impertinent, not showing proper respect or rude. So that girl was impertinent to ask me how old I was or if I was pregnant, because I still am not. Oh, never mind, that wasn't the last one. The last one is actually tyro, which is a great Scrabble word because it's only 4 letters, T-Y-R-O, simply a beginner or novice. So I am a tyro at learning blockchain. There you go. All right, I'm going to keep this under 8 minutes, and let's start tomorrow with new words.